Hi, welcome to another Power Blast podcast. I am not a fitness expert. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a certified trainer. Heck, I didn't even sleep at a Holiday Inn Express last night. But I am an independent team Beachbody coach, and I've successfully completed P90X and P90X Plus several times, and I want to talk about it. My buddy Daryl Williams down in Memphis. When I was traveling out to Summit a few months ago, he turns me on to a book that he's reading that was suggested by Tony, and there's a lot of coaches out there that have been reading this one. And so I decided to download the audiobook of this. I wish I would have gone and gotten the text version because there were some things I needed to go back and review, and trying to hit the rewind button to review a specific thing on an iPod isn't the easiest thing to do. But the title of the book is called Spark. There we go. Like the effects? Let's get the book to float there. And balance. Okay. Spark by John, I believe it's John Ratey. And I'm going to read this. This is all about, it's called Spark, the revolutionary science of exercise and the brain. Now, I know that, we've always said, oh gosh, when you exercise, the brain, it creates all these magnificent things. You get that little runner's high and things like that. But I had no idea the science and research and the case studies that have been going on in recent times and what scientists now know about the brain. And this guy digs into the impact of exercise, especially the cardiovascular stuff, and how it just impacts so many different things on how we think and feel. And you can beat stress, lift your mood, fight memory. Now, this type of stuff is back in Tony's little statement, but you can sharpen your intellect. I didn't know that brain cells can be recreated. I was always under the impression that once they were dead, they were gone. Not so. Exercise can reverse that and actually make you smarter. It can help you function better, and ever simply just by elevating your heart rate and breaking a sweat. So the evidence that's in this book shows how aerobic exercise physically remodels our brains for peak performance, and moving our muscles produces proteins that play roles in the highest thought processes. And there's a lot of startling research that they go through on here, and we're not just talking about thinking, we're talking about improving that quality of life or improving different things that may be ailing people. For instance, depression, ADD, addiction, aggression, attention, motivation, menopause, aging, Alzheimer's. Just some of the things that they shared in there and what they're discovering, and how exercise, even right through aging, how exercise just does all these magical things to the brain, and how that brings out it can reverse so many things, or improve so many things, or help people get off medication, or get through some different things. It's a fabulous book that I want to say is a must read. Now, there's probably other books out there that tackle some of the same things. This is one that I just came across thanks to Daryl, and it was just exciting. And one of the exciting things was one of the case studies talked about a revolutionary fitness program. And you know that I work in a school district, and I particularly was filming a lot of classrooms with kids doing mathematics, and we were improving instruction in mathematics and looking at the levels that kids were performing on this performance math and science test called the TIMS study, and how in the US we rank so very low on that study. But there's a school in Naperville, Illinois that was far superseding those types of scores, even other high-scoring countries like Singapore, Japan, and they're also one of the healthiest districts. And so they were really looking into that and found how they just revamped their entire PE program. It isn't just built around, and this is going to be my ignorance because I'm not always into all of the different PE programs, but revamped and retooled a lot of how they looked at Phi-Ed, and just it improved academic performance, alertness, attention, motivation. The kids were taking their toughest classes early in the morning right after intense exercise and just boosting their brain power. He also, in there, states how we can alter our mental state just by physically moving, and talks about depression and things like that. I told you about that. So it's a really nice book that tells about that connection between brain and exercise, and I think it'll change the way you think about your P90X workouts, or doing hip hop abs, or going for a run, whatever it is that you do, even walk with a dog. It's just going to simply change the way you think. Then, I mean, everything there is just a great motivator for exercise, but it also led me to a couple sites. The deal with Naperville, that went into another website called peforlife.org. That's PE, the number 4, life.org. If you're a parent or a community member, check that out. Go to your school. Insist on a revamping and retooling of the PE program, because that is going to help your child succeed even further in school. But PE for Life, they help take the guesswork out of implementing a quality, sustainable physical education program. Can you tell I got that off the web? And then Spark also led me to another website called, it's called Brain Rules. There are 12 principles for surviving and thriving at work, home, and school. And basically, a brain rule is something that scientists know for sure about how our brain works. Top of the list, rule number 1, exercise. Exercise boosts, what a podcast here. Exercise boosts brain power. I think it's maybe just boosts energy too, and gets people just babble on. But anyway, there's a lot of things, the different rules. There's surviving, attention, short-term memory, long-term memory, sleep, stress, yada, yada, yada. Go and check it out. But I wanted to share those things that I've just been kind of discovering along the way. Need to go through and revisit, but in the meantime, why not share it with you so you can get in and see what fascinating things are happening about exercise and the brain, and just all the things that it impacts. And we can all get that quality of life, because as we all know, we remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week with much less babble, I hope. Take care. Bye.